The DJI Pocket 3, it's so freaking small. Like, in this case, check this out. Like, my goodness, I can just push this in here and then put it inside my pocket. That's what. Only time will tell. I have to check the footage before I really say anything. But first impression, it's pretty amazing. Except that I'm kind of afraid that I'm gonna break this little head right here. It looks very fragile to me, very flimsy. I mean, it's locked right now, but still. I feel like I can break this head anytime. I would not be comfortable putting this inside my pocket without this case here because I think I'm gonna snap this head in half. Yes, I got the ND filter from DJI. I've noticed there are a lot of third-party ND filters out there and I might give them a try. Depends on my mood. But before doing that, I'm gonna give these a try. So far, the first impression is very nice on this little camera here. And this flip out screen is so addicting. Besides the gimbal head I'm gonna break first, the second thing I'm gonna break on this camera is probably this flippy screen because it's like a fidget toy inside my hand. I'm like, I just wanna flip it. So right now I'm not using the DJI microphone. This is actually off, not using the microphone here. I'm looking at myself in the screen here. Does it matter if I look at the screen or if I look at the actual camera? One of the things about vlogging is that we always look at ourselves, like the flip out screen. In this case, it's the flippy, well, it's another flippy screen, but it feels weird if I'm looking at myself. So I think this is kind of the same. I still need to look at the camera, not at the screen. I mean, the screen is nice, but I gotta get used to it, looking at this tiny camera here because it's so small compared to like, check this out, that right there, that is huge. And I'm so used to looking at this instead of that flip out screen. And now I need to get used to looking at this tiny little camera here. So today is probably not the best day to try out this little vlogging camera here because it's raining, and that's the first thing I noticed because I usually vlog with my Canon R5 and I never had a problem where if it's raining I have to like really think about not using the camera. Yeah, so essentially I'm not really comfortable vlogging with this camera under the rain because I don't think this camera is IPX rated at all. And right now I have the face detection turned on and I find this very useful because especially if I'm driving I don't really need to like look at myself to see if I'm in frame myself, which is really awesome. By the way, I'm using the internal microphone on the Pocket 3 and I guess this is how it sounds like. Most likely this is not gonna sound as good as the actual microphone right here, but I still want to try it out. Get out of this lane real quick here. So I just noticed something very interesting. If I have the ND filter or any of the lens, like the detachable lens attached to the camera, whenever I turn the gimbal off, the camera off, the lens doesn't retract back to its safest location. Like it doesn't go back, it's stuck out there. Like it wouldn't like turn inward because there's not enough room for it to turn back. And I guess that kind of makes sense, but I would prefer that it would actually like have enough room to go back because like what if I don't want to like take off the lens and then put it back on again and then take it off again? Like this is like nitpicking. This gimbal is really great so far in my opinion. Like the size and weight, I can simply put this inside my pocket whenever I need to carry it with me. But it's just the smallest details because the lens is very tiny. I mean, it's magnetic, but it's also very hard to like, I mean, it's not hard, but I'm kind of like iffy about like if I take it off and then if I drop it somewhere, I'm gonna lose it. Should I let this guy in? Yeah, okay, come on in. You know how when you let somebody cut in front of you and they're actually grateful for it and they wave back at you? That's like the most, I don't know, it just feels good to see that. I mean, I do that sometimes, but you don't see that often. Not anymore, especially in Texas. It's just not a thing anymore, I guess. Okay, I'm trying out the DJI microphone right now. I hope you can hear me. Things are about to get started and it's really loud in here. The lighting is horrible actually. Let me get this figured out before I start shooting. So I work at this school and the topic about their final review is about flying cars, which is like one of my favorite topics because I actually used to fly. No one is inside the office because there's a smell, like a sewage smell that's coming from the underground. There's like constructions going on and it just smells so bad in here. That's why no one's here today. But that also gives me opportunity to like make videos like this and just vlog, I guess. It's been a while since I've vlogged, really. I kind of miss it. I also need to get these photos in, kind of like call them real quick. Gotta organize them first though. And this also brings up the topic of me trying to challenge myself. Like, the student have these kind of reviews for 4 days, and I'm not obligated or required to take photos of every single one of them. However, I feel like if I really fine-tune my workflow, I'll be able to capture all of them. It's a challenge because there's just so much things going on at the same time, and I also need to post for stories and then call the photos, organize them, and then edit them, and then it's just a lot. And I guess in a way I'm kind of doing this for the student, but also a lot for myself. It's a mixed weird feeling that I'm having right now. I guess I'm not as creatively fulfilled. Obviously that's also why I'm picking up the camera again and start making videos, like more videos, casual ones, not like always camera tutorial related kind of videos. Currently using the low light mode on this camera. I'm not sure how good this is. This is very hard to decide because I can't use D-Log when I'm in low light mode. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, then what do I use? What do I choose? Maybe it's okay. I have to look at the footage later. Actually, let me turn on this light. I think this light is... Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna help. It's been a very long day and I'm not even done yet. And it seems like active tracking is not supported in low light mode either, so I can't really ask this to track my face. Alright, two downside with the low light mode, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light on so it's brighter. I feel like the footage is gonna look better with the light. I mean, obviously, I'm using the face tracking thing and it's quite accurate. This is not bad at all. I'm starting to like this little guy here now. It's actually better than I expected. I can feel like there are so many places I can place this camera at just because of its form factor. It's very thin, and then like the bottom doesn't take much real estate, so which means you can put this camera on a lot of different places. Like what I'm doing right now, look, that's where I had the camera on, right there. Like I could never do that with my Canon R5 or any other, well maybe the GoPro, yes, but still. This one has a gimbal, like an actual gimbal. And the color grade in this video is gonna be like everywhere because I haven't really tried it before and I have not created a LUT for it yet, which I will soon after playing around with this camera, like obviously for a week or two. But yeah, before I create my own LUT, I mean the lighting here is pretty horrible too. There's no proper lighting equipment in this office yet, but that'll probably change. Well, depends. I don't really have a space for that in this office, but it's still raining outside. It's 7 o'clock right now and I'm just getting off work. This is getting later and later.